Welcome back to Take the Leap Management, the podcast where we explore strategies, tools, and ideas for impactful leadership in project and portfolio management. Today, in the fourth episode of our series on sustainable project portfolio management, we'll be focusing on how to select and prioritize sustainable projects within a portfolio. Choosing projects that align with sustainability goals can be complex, especially when you're balancing financial objectives with environmental and social outcomes. We'll explore strategies and tools that can help you make informed, impactful decisions about which projects will drive the most sustainable value. When it comes to sustainable project selection, the primary goal is to align each project's impact with the organization's long-term vision for sustainability. It's about ensuring that the projects you select don't just provide financial returns, but also contribute to social and environmental goals that support a sustainable future. This means looking beyond traditional criteria like ROI and feasibility, and considering the broader impact of each project. Let's start by examining the criteria that help us identify which projects contribute to sustainability. These criteria often revolve around the triple bottom line: people, planet, and profit. For example, in addition to looking at the projected financial return, we might assess a project's environmental impact, such as its resource consumption or waste output, and its social impact, like job creation or benefits for local communities. Let's say you're in charge of selecting projects for a construction portfolio. Instead of focusing solely on projects with high profit margins, a sustainability-oriented approach would look at factors like energy efficiency, the use of sustainable building materials, and whether the project involves community engagement or local hiring. This approach ensures that you're considering all facets of a project's impact, not just the financial return. One effective tool for evaluating sustainable projects is the weighted scoring model. With this model, you assign weights to each criterion based on its importance to the organization. If environmental sustainability is a priority, for instance, then you might give higher weights to criteria like carbon footprint reduction, energy efficiency, and waste management. Let's break down an example. Imagine your organization has set a goal to reduce its carbon footprint by 20% over the next 5 years. When scoring potential projects, you could assign points to projects based on how well they align with this goal. A project that incorporates renewable energy sources or sustainable supply chains would score higher than one that doesn't. Weighted scoring helps you compare projects objectively and see which ones offer the most alignment with sustainability goals. Another useful method is the benefit-cost ratio, BCR, which measures the expected benefits of a project relative to its costs. BCR is a classic tool for project evaluation, but here's how you can adapt it to assess sustainability. Instead of only calculating financial returns, you can quantify environmental and social benefits and include them in the BCR. For instance, if you're looking at a project to install solar panels on company facilities, the financial cost might be high up front. But by adding the value of reduced carbon emissions, energy savings, and potential tax incentives to the benefits side of the equation, you're seeing a fuller picture of the project's long-term value. A high BCR for sustainable projects indicates that the benefits, financial and otherwise, justify the initial costs, making it easier to prioritize projects that have substantial positive impacts. Scenario planning is another approach that can guide sustainable project selection. It involves developing potential scenarios and evaluating how projects would perform under each. For instance, you might consider what-if scenarios for different regulatory changes, such as stricter environmental standards or market trends, like increased consumer demand for sustainable products. Scenario planning helps you understand which projects will be resilient to changes in the market or regulatory environment. This can be particularly helpful if your organization is in an industry where environmental regulations are tightening. If you're comparing two projects, one that depends on traditional, high-carbon processes and another that involves greener, energy-efficient methods, scenario planning could reveal that the greener project is more resilient to potential future regulations, making it a better choice in the long run. Selecting projects with an eye on sustainability is one side of the coin. Prioritizing those projects is the other. This process is especially challenging when you're juggling a large portfolio of projects, each with competing demands on resources. In sustainable project portfolio management, prioritization is about assessing which projects will drive the most impact relative to their resource requirements and strategic alignment. One way to prioritize is to categorize projects into tiers based on their alignment with sustainability goals. Tier 1 might include high-impact projects that align strongly with both sustainability and business goals, such as those that reduce waste or support renewable energy. Tier 2 could include projects that offer moderate sustainability benefits but have strong business cases, while Tier 3 might include lower impact projects that are financially viable but don't significantly contribute to sustainability goals. For example, imagine you're managing a portfolio for a manufacturing company. In Tier 1, you might place a project to transition the company to renewable energy sources. This is high impact for both sustainability and cost savings in the long term. In Tier 2, you might prioritize a project to reduce water usage in the manufacturing process, which has moderate sustainability benefits but supports resource conservation. In Tier 3, you could include projects focused purely on process optimization without significant environmental benefits. This tiered approach ensures that you're allocating resources to projects that deliver the most value relative to sustainability goals while balancing immediate business needs. A helpful tool for visualizing this prioritization process is the impact effort matrix. In an impact effort matrix, projects are plotted based on their potential impact on sustainability and the level of effort or resources required. Projects that offer high impact and require low effort are ideal priorities. They provide significant benefits without draining resources. For instance, a low-cost project to switch to LED lighting in company facilities might offer immediate environmental benefits with minimal investment. On the other hand, projects with high impact but also high effort, such as a comprehensive overhaul of the company's supply chain for sustainability, might be longer-term priorities. An impact effort matrix helps decision makers clearly see which projects are low-hanging fruit and which require a more strategic, long-term commitment. One of the challenges with prioritizing sustainable projects is that the return on investment isn't always immediate. Many sustainable projects, such as those that involve renewable energy or eco-friendly product redesigns, might require high upfront costs with benefits that accumulate over time. This can create a disconnect between sustainability objectives and financial expectations, especially if stakeholders are focused on short-term returns. Overcoming this challenge often involves educating stakeholders on the long-term value of sustainability. By presenting data on cost savings over time, improved brand reputation, or future regulatory compliance. You can make a case that these projects are worthwhile investments, even if they don't offer immediate financial returns. Finally, it's important to remember that sustainable project prioritization isn't a one-time activity. Market trends, regulations, and even technology advancements can change the sustainability landscape rapidly. A project that might not seem financially viable today could become a priority in a few years due to shifting market dynamics or new regulatory requirements. Regularly revisiting your portfolio, adjusting priorities, and reassessing project impacts will help keep your portfolio aligned with both sustainability and strategic goals. This adaptive approach is key to maintaining a portfolio that stays resilient and relevant in a fast-changing world. As we wrap up today's episode, let's recap. Selecting and prioritizing sustainable projects within a portfolio requires a shift in perspective, one that goes beyond traditional metrics and includes the broader impact on people, the planet, and profitability. By using tools like the weighted scoring model, benefit-cost ratio, scenario planning, and the impact-effort matrix, you can make informed decisions that balance sustainability with financial viability. Prioritizing projects based on their alignment with sustainability goals helps ensure that your organization's resources are allocated to initiatives that support both immediate and long-term strategic objectives. Thank you for joining us on Take the Leap Management today. I hope this episode has given you actionable insights on how to select and prioritize sustainable projects in your portfolio. In our next episode, we'll dive into tools and metrics for measuring sustainability in project portfolios, giving you the frameworks to track progress and demonstrate the impact of your projects. If you found this episode valuable, be sure to subscribe and share it with your colleagues. Until next time, keep aiming for sustainable growth and keep taking the leap.